All right. Hey everyone, I'm finally back. It's been like a month of me not uploading. I'm going to be honest, I recorded like 3 or 4 or 5 videos in the span. I recorded one video for every preseason game, listened back on it, and then scrapped it. But I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the Bulls offseason now that it's finally over, I think. I mean, the last major piece that needed to be gone is gone, and I'm talking about Lauri Markkanen. So I want to talk about, grading the Bulls offseason, grading each individual trade, signing, pick, all that. So let's start off with the obvious one here. Lonzo Ball. Like, that is the one that Bulls fans I've been wanting for ages. Yeah, I mean, we were trying to get him at the trade deadline, I think, and we ended up getting him at the. I talked about this in that like hour-long free agency video, but it's perfect. It's exactly what the Bulls need. It allows Zach to play more off ball instead of like having to do literally everything on offense, which is good. We just need as many playmakers as we can get. Him and DeMar combined are going to make a great playmaking and like inside scoring kind of combo, even though Lonzo's also been improving his actual shooting too. I think he had a really good three-point shooting this year. So it's perfect. I think I've seen a lot of people on Twitter actually clowning the DeMar signing for some reason, and like I think it's maybe because we overpaid a little. But I mean, it's DeMar DeRozan. Playing in San Antonio, I think really undermined or led him to be very undervalued. But it's literally DeMar DeRozan. Like, I don't get what happened to public perception of him, but I mean, like, DeMar in what is it? DeMar in Toronto, sorry. DeMar in Toronto was like one of the most liked guys in the entire league. And he's known to be like one of the better players in the entire league as well. So I don't really know where this hate came from for him, but I mean, he's going to be great for the Bulls. Like, yes, his defense may be a little but I mean, we got Lonzo who's been improving on defense. Zach has been showing like really good improvements on defense, especially in the Olympics. Like, he was doing really good there on defense. Patrick Williams is a proven good defender, and Nikola Vucevic, not really known for his defense, but he's really great inside the paint and, just being a big presence in there. And yeah, so I mean, this new starting five is amazing. I think they can work really well together. Pat has been looking really promising in the summer league. Like, he's been being way more aggressive. Like, this is kind of a continuation of his Nets game towards the end of the season last season. End of the season last season. He's really been like improving his shooting. He's really been being more aggressive, taking open shots, creating shots for himself. So, he's becoming way more effective on the offensive side of things as well. So having like Zach and Pat on the offensive side of things, and Lonzo and DeMar, all five of these guys are really good offensive players. Like, they've proven themselves as established offensive players in the league. Well, not really Pat, but I mean, he's been proving himself in towards the end of the season last year and in summer league this year. Vooch is an all-star. Zach is an all-star. DeMar was an all-star. Lonzo looks like he's going to be a future all-star. Pat is also showing a bunch of promise. So starting five is looking amazing. Defense is a little iffy, but I mean, Lonzo's good on defense. Zach's been improving, and like I talked about, like, DeMar's kind of really the only weak link now on defense. And now let's talk about the bench. Big signing was Alex Caruso. And I love this signing because it really officially allows Kobe here to play in the two guard spot, which he deserves, which, like, that's his real role. Like, he's a good player and one of my favorite players on the Bulls roster. Like, right now, he's like the second longest tenured player now after like everyone got traded. And he's a good player, like really good offensively. Like, remember, we saw that like 8-3 game from him against the Pelicans, right? Yeah, Lonzo was there for that. Wow, I got off track there. But I mean, we saw that 8-3 game from him, which is like, insane. Like, we know what he can do, but the reason he wasn't doing too good last year was because he's just not a playmaker. The Bulls really needed him to like do a lot of ball handling, just become like the facilitator for the team, because we really had no one else beside like Satoransky, but he was not that good at all. So Kobe playing the two behind Zach is going to be great for him. Like, it's just what like Bulls fans have been needing. Like, even just the signing of Lonzo allowed that, but getting Caruso is great. Signing of Caruso is also perfect because, he's a good scorer. He's proven himself on the Lakers, but he also really stepped up defensively when LeBron and AD were out. He was literally the best defender on like one of the top defending teams in the NBA last season. So he's going to be a huge boost of defense off the bench, him and Ayo, because Ayo's been really good in the summer league on defense too. And plus, I'm an Illinois fan. I kind of have like, love him. And then Tony Bradley, I mean, I just remember him from like absolutely dominating Wendell in one of his last games here, and Troy too. Like our second unit of like Caruso, Kobe, Troy, um, Tony Bradley, and one of like Io or Derrick Jones, really good. Like just like the entire second string. Really good defensively. They can create offensively too. Like, Kobe's amazing on offense. Like he proved himself last year. Caruso too is pretty good. Derrick Jones, I'm going to talk about that later. I want to talk about like the whole Lowry for Derrick Jones trade too. Yeah, and then Io, like he's just a good defender, pretty good scorer, and Javonte Green's also been doing really good. Yeah. So now, and then the next move I want to talk about is the Derrick Jones move, like I just mentioned. But I really think we just fleeced we fleeced not the trail, but yeah, we fleeced Cleveland because all Cleveland got in that deal. Actually, let me pull it up. I don't want to confuse anyone real quick. Yeah, okay, here's the details of the trade. We gave up Lowry. We gave Lowry to the Cavs. Cavs gave Larry Nance to the Blazers, and Blazers gave us Derrick Jones Jr., a lottery protected first, and it's protected until like 2028. And we got the Cavs second round pick, which is from LA, I think. I forgot the details of whose pick the second round was, but I mean something like that. We got the second round from the Cavs. We fleeced the Cavs. Blazers didn't really have to give up much, especially since they got Larry Nance, who's really good, like way better than Kevin Love, and Kevin Love's been kind of like going crazy, like saying he's not going to get bought out. Man. But, I mean, we got Derrick Jones. Like, I've always kind of kept my eye on him. Like, he kind of reminds me of Zach when we traded for him. Like, really known for his dunking, really flashy score, just like Zach. I kind of, me and, like, the rest of NBA fandom, except for, like, Heat fans maybe, knew who Derrick Jones was only after the dunk contest when, like, he kind of robbed Aaron Gordon. But, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that. I don't really care about dunk contest stuff anymore. But Derrick Jones is good, like energetic offensive guy, kind of like Javonte Green. Future first round pick is huge because we traded away like a bunch of our picks. I think we only have like one first round pick. Before this trade, we only have like one first round pick in the next like 5 or 6 years. And that pick might also get taken away because of the whole tampering investigation, which is completely stupid, by the way. I might have made a video on that. I honestly don't remember now. But yeah, like this is great, just to get a pick, and it's lottery protected, but it's lottery protected to like 2028. So pretty much what that means is like we have to hope that the Blazers don't make the playoffs once in the next like 8 years or 6 years or whatever, which, they're definitely going to make the playoffs sometime until then, especially if Dame Lillard stays. Yeah, we're getting that pick. But yeah, like that, I just kind of got sidetracked. Let me go back to the actual like lineup thing I created. Yeah, like Derrick Jones is just a good energetic scorer. Couple him with like Javonte Green, like those two like can really pick up just the pace and like pick up the pace of the offense, just make it more energetic, more flashy and stuff like that. And then the two players I want to talk about, well, maybe not Dotson because like Bulls fans know a lot about Dotson already, but especially Marco. Oh, he's good. He's a really good player. I saw someone saying he may not live up to expectations. Like, you got to remember, he shouldn't be having any expectations like that. He's a second round pick towards the end. Like, I think everyone's got their like hopes up for second round picks now that Jokic just won the MVP and he was like bottom of the list guy. But I mean, him and Io especially, like I know Bulls fans are placing a lot of expectations on him, and we got to remember they're second round picks. Like, in the NBA, even like late first round picks tend to not really do that good. Like, you gotta, like, if you're not top 15, top 20, people don't expect you to have too big of a career. Like, that's just how the NBA works. So, but Marco's been really impressive in Summer League. I really like him. I mean, I was really excited for him when we drafted him last year after I actually did my research on him, like kind of the same with Pat. But yeah, like, I really think the Bulls won this offseason. Like, every single pick signing they made has been amazing and helped the roster a bunch. I know trading Thad Young away for DeMar kind of hurt originally because especially since we knew that it would have been Laurie, but he refused to take the contract. But like we traded Laurie for someone way better and we got picks out of it. So like the stinging of trading Thad Young kind of reduced now. But I mean, besides that, like contract stuff is really good too. Like I think we have enough cap space to offer Zach the max or super max or whatever, especially since he has Rich Paul as his agent now. He's going to make the most money possible, but he's staying with Chicago, I think. These signings also really help like players like Kobe, players like even Tony Bradley, Troy Brown, Javante really develop into the best they can be, especially Marco and Dotson. Like those two really young players have a lot of potential. All these signings are going to help them flourish where they need to. Like Dotson, we don't need to see Dotson being thrown in as a six man. Like he can take his time to develop. He can play in the G League if needed because he's a two-way contract guy. And then yeah, we've really, like, you can tell that like AK really made like prolific score or like playmaking and defense the focus on this offseason. Like trades, not really trades, they're all signing trades, draft, free agency, all that, like they were all made with the intent of just bolstering defense, bolstering playmaking. You can tell that especially with the signings of like Lonzo, Caruso, drafting Io. Even like Derrick Jones, I think he's an average defender, which is good. Like, you know, we need defense off the bench as much as we needed defense starting. Yeah. And then I also wrote down like there are 2 more roster spots and 1 more two-way available. We just need to invest in big men. Like trading for Derrick Jones is a great start, but like him and Tony Bradley are our only big men off the bench. And like Derrick Jones, in my opinion, doesn't even really count as a big man because he's not that big. Like we need like centers. Like I think one name that's been floating around is Paul Millsap. I know LaMarcus Aldridge also said he wants to return to basketball. Wow, I've been thinking like 20 different sports today. Aldridge said he wants to return to basketball. I think he's been cleared, but also I don't know if like him coming back is a great idea because like it could be the same thing as Chris Bosh where he was cleared to come back and then like his blood clot started flaring up again, and I don't want that to happen to LaMarcus Aldridge. But him coming to the Bulls also makes sense potentially, especially since wow, I don't know what I was thinking actually. I guess his former teammate DeMar's here, but I think we might have been on his list, but I don't remember. The story's kind of old. But I mean, Paul Millsap especially would be like a huge ad for the Bulls. Good, solid big man. I think we'd sign him to a minimum contract anyway, so it's like low risk, high reward kind of thing, like Blake Griffin with the Nets, and ironically LaMarcus Aldridge with the Nets, or Drummond with the Lakers, but he's not that good. So yeah, I mean, this is of course like my biased Bulls fan view, but I really think the Bulls did like really, really good this offseason. Like I've seen a lot of people clowning DeMar all of a sudden, but I mean honestly, like if your team got DeMar, you would be excited. Like I still can't believe the Bulls have DeMar. He's a really good player, and like, you know, it just doesn't feel, honestly, like it just doesn't feel right that the Bulls are making this many moves in the offseason. Like AK literally completely revamped the team. Kobe and Zach are the only team from the Garpax era who are still here. AK either traded everyone away or just let everyone else go. Like Denzel's gone. He didn't resign or didn't whatever. Laurie got traded. Thad Young got traded. Garrett Temple got traded, but that is an AK thing. Sato got traded. Literally everyone got traded, which is good. Like we needed that. Garpax was not a good front office at all. Like that, not a good is an overstatement. They were terrible. Like probably the worst front office in NBA history. That's an exaggeration, but they were really bad. And you know, seeing AK make all these big moves is like really just a breath of fresh air as a Bulls fan. Like it signals that like they're actually here to improve the team. They care about the team, and that Jerry Reinsdorf is willing to spend money. No more selling second round picks for cash, like for $500,000. But I mean, yeah, like if you're a Bulls fan, I'd be really excited. I know I am for sure. Predictions for next year. Let me just do that real quick. I think the Bulls have an adequate chance to be third, anywhere from the 3rd to 5th seed. And like, I'm not expecting finals or anything. Like I've seen Bears fans, it's kind of different sport, but I've seen Bears fans talk about Super Bowl or bust this year, but just because we got Justin Fields, which makes no sense. But 3rd to 5th seed is really feasible, honestly. Like I think we're better than most of the teams in the East now. Like we were already kind of better last year, like especially with Zach, just like, you know, toying with defenses all the time. Even and now that he actually has a supporting cast around him, now that Kobe is actually playing in his desired position, now that we got like good defense too, and like Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, Patrick Williams, of course, he's always been a good defender. Zach LaVine's improving. I really think the Bulls have a shot at being second, or not second, sorry, third, fourth, or fifth seed. Um, yeah, I mean, hope you enjoyed. I'm back, everyone. Might record. I want to talk about the Rich Paul suing thing, so I might record that in another day or in like 15 minutes maybe. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know if my videos are gonna slow down because of school. By the way, it's starting on Monday, but whatever. Sidetracked. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you.